Well, good morning here at Acres of Reed. It's another 2-week update on our garden. Thought we'd just show you some of the harvest with our aromas and our salsa tomatoes and our Better Boys. And this is not everything, obviously. We've been eating it for several weeks now, and we've been giving them away like a lot because, you know, we do believe in sharing and giving. And this includes some of the tomatoes from this morning. Last night we got like 9, and you know, they're producing wonderfully. The Lord is growing and giving the increase. And we've started the harvest on the carrots. We're doing it kind of slow because they're still not really fat. But this, by the description in the for this variety, is exactly what it should be. Kind of a thinner but longer carrot. They won't get really fat. And then this is one of the dwarves. It won't get much bigger than this, but it gets fatter. And so you can see we have a few. We only got enough for we're going to be doing some stir fries and salads. Remember, you can eat the greens, and we've got more than a head of lettuce worth of green up here. So we're only going to take as we need. We'll leave them in the ground, and you know, like I said, the Lord's just blessing us greatly. So let's go see what else we got. So here we have our kind of our struggling green beans over here. We've been debating on pulling them out. It is a bush variety, and you know, once they're done, they pretty much die back. But the Lord has seen fit to bring in new growth. We might get another round out of the same plants. We'll just cut off the dead, and we'll see. We have green beans already started and new flowers. A lot of new growth. I mean, this looked a lot like this. But like I said, you can see here we have new growth coming in. Whatever this, you know, banana jalapeno thingy is, it's growing, but not real quick. We might see one off of it, who knows. And then our others showed that we finally got these trained up. Our jalapenos have lots of fruit on them. I always read that they grow fast. These jalapenos are growing like molasses in winter, really slow, but that's okay. A slow jalapeno is a hot one, and we like them hot. And we've been harvesting our red bell peppers, so there's not very many on here right now. But well, they're on here, but they're just not red. And all of them have lots and lots of fruit all over them, and it's still putting out flowers. And as it gets cooler, they'll put out more. And we've been harvesting our banana peppers and eating them and giving them away. And I'll tell you, banana peppers grow fast, and at least this variety is pretty sweet. It tastes more like a bell pepper than anything else. And remember, these are a determinate. So once they fruit out and they pretty much are done, they start to die back. And we've been taking our fruit off. We got them in late in the season, and that meant that they grew during the middle of summer. They're meant to grow before summer and after summer. So they're dying back. They had a real rough summer. They didn't get really big, but we do have some very good ones. And we have new growth. This cool weather has triggered new growth. This whole branch here is brand new. So we may not pull it out. We may cut it back and stake this one and get some tomatoes before first frost, who knows. Our ties keep breaking. They're just so heavy, so I stopped tying them, and you know, they can lay down. It's not going to hurt them. We're keeping it all cleared on the bottom. And our cucumbers, it was another hard summer for them too, but we have new growth. I almost pulled them out 2 weeks ago. I think I even talked about it, and we were going to plant new things in here. But instead, we've let it go. We had fruit on. We're still getting, on average, probably a cucumber a day. You'll go a day or two, but then you'll get 2 or 3. So on average, about a cucumber a day. And they're the full size Boston pickling. In fact, that one back there will be ready either tonight or tomorrow morning. And we have, like I said, new growth. So we're going to cut out all the dead, and we're going to take these runners and we're just going to weave them back up so they're off the ground. They stop getting all muddy from the rain. Over there in that corner, That's our football cucumber. That's Boston pickler. It's only supposed to be this big, but it's the size of a football. We're leaving that until it turns orange, and that's going to be our seed for next year. So I just completed the harvest before coming out. They're still putting out new growth. I didn't top them. As they got too tall, they're just falling down, as you can see here, and we're letting them. And we're getting pollinated flowers still, new flowers that are pollinated. And they're doing beautifully. We have lots of, lots of seed off our radishes. I'll show you that here in a bit. It's time to transplant our zucchini. It's getting big. We're leaving these lettuces on purpose. We couldn't find the seeds this year for next year for the bib lettuce, so we're letting it bolt on purpose, and we're going to take the seeds off them and learn. Part of all this is to learn. Oregano's doing good. More tomatoes. Yummy tomatoes. We've had a real problem with blight. Keep it cut out though, guys, and you'll get ahead of it eventually. More tomatoes. Bucket's doing good, and if you've watched our other videos how we brought the soil up over the rim, you can see it's already being sucked in as it puts out new growth. And so let's show you some of these seeds. And this here is the Better Boy seeds. This is the first ones that we saved. We're drying them now, and the Better Boys are also you can save them. They just recommend not more than 2 to 3 years in a row, and then get a new strain and start again. So we're going to get a lot of seeds, and we'll be able to have many years, because each one of those can be a plant, and they'll last 10 years if you store them right. And we're starting our carrot harvest. This is where we're taking from first. Here's our basil, which has been harvested. We're taking lettuce from down here. And let's see if we can find one for you. I'm not seeing one. We have little fruit on here. I'm just not seeing it. Little bitty fruit started and set. These carrots will actually be ready because they've been spaced out better. And I'll show you the other seed that we've got from our radishes. We'll do a video on how to harvest, and I'll put that up. But this is our French buffet, and that's more seed than we probably put in. So we have our cantaloupe here and our radishes. These are the champions that we're leaving for seed. They're starting to brown, so we'll be harvesting those soon. What we call our bel pino is still putting out bell peppers, and they're still redding up. We have gotten a lot off this also. Our cantaloupes are doing really good. I'll show you that in a sec. Oh man, these bell peppers, so much off these bell peppers. I mean, huge amounts. And we get more off these three. Not only do they catch up, but they are out producing everything. I will give an advice on this. They've grown so well, we've had a problem with blossom end rot on our bell peppers. So what you do is you get some Tums, crush them really good, put them at the base around, and water it in. It's calcium, guys, and it works. It stopped our blossom end problem. I think we did 4 Tums on all of our bell peppers. We have new growth on this one, which I almost ripped up, and we have flowers and more green beans actually growing, so we're leaving it. Now, I haven't really done a direct update on this stuff. Perhaps I should. Did I mention it's been a really hot summer? The blackberries are almost impossible to kill. They're doing fine, but the leaves and everything, they literally scorched in the sun. It just burned them, as you can see. But we have new growth. The canes are still green, they're not dead, and we have new growth coming out. Once it went cool, they're coming up, and that's what they're doing. Same with this one over here. They get a little longer, we'll train it up. Some of our watermelon. Size of this one here is the size of a soccer ball, and that's more like a volleyball, just a little bit smaller. and they're on 2 different vines. Goes out. We have left some green bean on here for seed, because we like these bush. They are also heritage. But like I said, we have new flowers. We're gonna have, and we do have new growth. So we'll have more green beans soon. Cantaloupe is doing awesome. Cantaloupe. We have like 15 cantaloupes started. There's another one right here. It's just starting out. It's not going to hurt your other plants if they're taller. They don't like take its nutrients. They're planted elsewhere. I'm not trying to count them. I'm just showing you. We got a whole bunch in here. Our potatoes, they're still growing. They're not dying back. We had a huge storm yesterday. Just massive. So they're doing good. We kind of mounded, but it just keeps washing away. The fruit on this is getting big enough that you can really see it. So we're very excited. We took out all of our radishes and we ate them. They're all gone now. We're just letting this get the ground. It'll put out roots and stuff. Our grape is long enough. I can cut it back and it will put out its little side. That's what this is. And those will grow down, and this is the set that will put fruit on it. And it's long enough here. But I think I mentioned before that I'm going to cut this and then grow it here. But I changed my mind. Oh, let me get my finger in here. I cut here, and it's starting to put out shoots here and here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to treat them on here also, down the sides, as well as on here and on here. I'm actually going to put more, take this off, put more wires out on the side next year as they get longer, and we're going to get a bigger growth off this one on purpose. And we're going to let this come along here, and we're going to let it drape down from the top. We'll still cut this one short, but we're going to let it drape down and cover the whole arbor or support, whatever you want to call it. And we put in, I guess I didn't do a video on this, did I? I'm sorry, guys. I was going to build a raised bed for it. We even had the wood. It had been hot, and I'll be frank, I was being lazy. So we were going to dig it down anyway. So we've done other experiments on purpose. We've told you about that. Well, this is another experiment. Using the native soil that's been just amended with our other stuff and planting it directly without the raised bed containment plus extra soil. We're going to see how these do. Now, these are winter acorn squash. They've been in about a week, and they only had like 1 stem each. There are 3 in each of these, and you want 3 feet around and 2 to 3 to one of the mounds. So we have more than enough space for them to grow out and around. We've already moved our trash can over on this side so they can grow out here, and then we can get it in and out as needed. And they have just exploded in a week. They have more than doubled in their size. Our onions are laying down over here. They're starting to yellow up. We'll collect them soon. We got some big bulbs this time. These carrots are actually ready for harvest. Carrots are supposed to be a 2nd year flower for seed. Looky there. This is a 1st year. That's the Lord. We'll probably leave it for seed then. And I've never heard or seen this before. We've got flowers on our lemon balm. And we're almost done harvesting here. And our basil or parsley is doing amazing. Anyway, be a cloud watcher.